Evil Geniuses. Evil Geniuses just got that big win against Undying. If they can score this win now, they have the pass all the way to the playoffs at the major, and then we'll find out between Quincy and Undying who's going to go to the group stage. So let's see if they can do it, gentlemen. You know, in league play, Quincy did have the better end in their matchup against EG. We'll see if this rock, paper, scissor match continues or not.
Before we get started, Jenkins, so for people that don't know, there's two audio sources here. Obviously, they heard everything properly, right? But we couldn't hear Dakota. This has happened a few times, and Jenkins has literally never said anything. What? How long would I have had to have waited before you said something, Jenkins?
I heard him. I can read lips.
That makes sense, actually. That would make a lot of sense coming from you. Something we should mention about this series, this matchup, even though this is pre-patch, it was only 10 days ago that these two teams played. There was a Monkey King who's now banned. There was either a Monkey King, Alchemist, or a Medusa in every single game. And something tells me we're not going to see... Oh, Alchemist actually got through. Okay, that's really surprising.
Great prediction.
Sexy stuff, gentlemen. Sexy stuff.
Gotta love the old Alchemist game.
No, dude, this is the... Dude, Alk is OP. I actually, that hero's not okay. If it doesn't get picked here, I'm gonna be okay. Okay, that's why they leave it. They are debating it, I guess, with this 8.
Pick it anyway. All right, pick it anyway.
Honestly, I don't think this is like a super. I don't know. I've played this Timber versus Alk from both ends. I've been the Alk, I've been the Timber, and I feel like if you go Acid Spray first, you just stand on the wave, and like Timber doesn't push quickly. He needs creeps to push. You know who kills creeps? Alchemist. Alchemist kills creeps. So like you just get phase boots, run away from him, and then kill the creeps, and then he can't push on you. And then eventually, Timber is just dealt with, like hopefully by somebody else on your team. You know, like your mid laner or something like that.
I mean, I think just picking Ursa here would be even better. I mean, forget about... Because you got to think of it this way. Quincy crew... Going against the Timber side, you're right. Maybe it's not like you lose the game as an Alchemist. Obviously, that's not the case, but it is probably the hardest counter there is. So make the game a little bit easier. Why take the chance here? This is a best of one. You can take Ursa here. You can ban Alchemist yourself so that they don't get it. I don't see any reason not to do that.
That's actually true. That's actually true, man. Like I'm definitely overthinking the Alch, and I think with Yawar too being the carry of Quincy crew, like I don't see him as a huge Alchemist player. Like I'm sure he can play it. I feel like we say that all the time with these top tier teams, especially Quincy, where it's like I'm sure like X player can play, you know, Y hero, but like these guys really like their specialty heroes. So I guess along those same lines, I feel like Ursa's not much of a Yawar hero either. Like he, you know, he prefers his Jug, he prefers his like Drow Ranger, heroes like that.
It's true.
They go for it.
It's too good.
Yeah, it is good. It's really good.
Something we should mention, like they rarely pick Yawar's hero first two as well. That's very uncommon. Typically Quinn.
It'd been Quinn,
Going away from that.
Yeah, it'd been Quinn for a while until they were playing more so these upper echelon teams. Then they've obviously been kind of switching up the strategies, not showing too much flexibility, certainly on the EG side, as Knoxville showed on the stats. But you know, Quincy have certainly been showing that flex where necessary. So I'm curious now, are we going to pivot? Are we going to see, you know, no Alk at all? Or
I think Quincy
crew
bans it, and I think they ban Medusa as well, because you're not going to have Medusa and Ursa on the same team in all likelihood. And since that's EG's favorable position ones, get rid of it.
I guess the question is, like, are you comfortable leaving the Alchemist because you have Ursa? You have this hero that is fantastic at dealing with the Alch, but it's also a risk because this hero's so OP that maybe even the counters don't work. Like that's always a question as well. So you could just get it out to not deal with it. But Medusa definitely, like get the Medusa the hell out of there. It actually deals very nicely with the Ursa because he, you know, just faces you all the time. And that is literally in the lore of Medusa. You're not supposed to do that. She turns you to stone.
Geniuses turn to ban.
Only when her ult is activated though in Dota. That's the difference.
And this is true, which is very strange. They should fix that.
Agreed.
Yeah, Batrider getting the ban, even though it was nerfed and some kind of write the hero off entirely. They give credit to EG, maybe in particular Abed, who had found a lot of great success with it, and just say that the tool that it brings is still ban worthy, even though its farming potential has been reduced by half.
Yeah,
Dire team back.
obviously there's something that I don't know about this because that hero seems like he's garbage now. Like you can't farm anymore. He's not as flexible anymore. But Enigma makes a lot of sense. We talked about that last time around. Quincy Crew, one of the first teams that we personally saw in this tournament, pick it up as support. Has it's been okay. I think overall it's been good just because of the deny aspect.
5
Insane
seconds
potential in
remaining.
lane just to deny creeps from the opposing carry. You only have 2 bans left in this phase, so
Evil
Medusa has to be one of these.
geniuses turn to
And
ban.
I feel like, okay, so PL, we saw how good PL was against Ursa mid to late game, so that also makes sense, but you can't ban everything. So if you're going to leave Alchemist open, it makes more sense than leaving Medusa open. But the thing I don't like about the Alchemist leaving that open is because it's a different Dota game, right?
10 seconds.
Like, it's not
remaining.
just about the hero being good. The entire play style has to change and
5
has to
seconds
cater
remaining.
to fight against this Alchemist, which maybe you're not wanting
And that's
to
the
do.
one game too. It's best of one. I know we're saying it a
Yeah,
lot, but it's like,
exactly.
do you want your one and only game to be an out game that you have to play? Even if you feel like you have a good couple of counters, it's like if things don't work out in the laning phase, then suddenly, yeah, you're trying to play comeback from this Alchemist with a ridiculous high network bar. It'd be very annoying.
Dusa's kind of like that too, though. Like Dusa's also a weird, like changes the way the game is played. You know, she just gets this like Scotty rapier, and all of a sudden you just lose the game. But Alchemist is probably worse in terms of changing the game from being regular Dota. So I could see banning that just because of the best of one. There's a whole lot of like choices. You know, it just depends on like what principles Quincy think are more important, and like I'm sure the three of us even like disagree
Dire team
just based
back.
on our personalities, like what principles are more important as well. So
Yes, I appreciate being a good person, morally speaking.
no we're
Whereas
talking
you go to the evil side.
we're talking about important principles like when to pick cheese heroes in Dota. We're talking the important things here.
I see. Other
10
heroes that, I mean, if you're
seconds
picking Ursa first two, obviously something is going to get through that will be okay against it.
5
I think the
seconds
best
remaining.
carry, aside from like picking the Medusa as the role, which I will be shocked if they don't ban right here,
Troll.
is Troll Warlord. Yes, Troll just dispels overpower once you get Ags, which is an item you can get second or first in some cases. Just I think it's not a hard counter, but it's extremely good against Ursa. So look out for him.
Yeah. The only other cores, Weaver, Morphling, are those other ones. PA. Yeah.
Both games.
Wow.
PA getting banned in the second phase. I feel like it's just a trash hero. It's like a 44% win rate in 7K MMR pub hero. It just doesn't look
Well,
good.
we're not in the scrims. Maybe this is something
10
EG been pulling out in
seconds
scrim play,
Yeah,
and
maybe.
they don't want to deal with.
5 seconds remaining.
Maybe some new technology, some new build that they're doing.
Mm.
It's interesting that in both of the EG drafts, they're
Evil
picking Ice
geniuses
like
turn
terrible
to
lanes. Like they're just giving him like, hey, have fun being tied. Like he was tied versus Ursa, Undying the other game, right? And then in this game, he's just Timber versus Ursa, which is terrible. Ursa Witch Doctor. That's just about the worst thing you could possibly
Yeah,
lane
that's-
against.
That's
It doesn't
pretty-
get worse.
Seconds remaining.
Leave it to Ice. He'll find a way to somehow make it all
5
work.
seconds
And
remaining.
He'll die
Uh,
first 2 minutes and then own.
Yeah.
Somehow.
And this is the hero stat I think Nox pulled out last time, where he has more plays on hero than the second and third combined together. That's how much further ahead he has Timber games above everyone else. And
Wow.
as I said before, he has a set for Timber Saw. I mean, that's how iconic he is to the hero. And we'll have to see if they want to just kind of put him into that typical laning setup and, kind of almost sack his lane and let his skill kind of carry him through, or if they're going to try to do some potential aggro shenanigans or switch up play here against Quincy.
Nyx is an
Dire
interesting
team
pick just because he's been nerfed recently, and we've been seeing teams just completely abandon the idea of the hero as a whole. So I'm interested to see how he works in this patch. And Void Spirit, so they could flex this. I don't.
10 seconds remaining.
Not really. Actually, it's pretty much the mid.
It's mid. Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
Usually, when you pick a
EG.
Void Spirit here, it's like, oh, you could flex this a couple. No, this one is a mid. So
And EG not shown to be a flex team. Every time we it could be flex, they're just like, nah, we're EG. This is what you see is what you get, and we'll make it work.
Same
also
with
gets
Quincy.
rid of a big Quinn hero, right? That's probably his favorite mid right now.
I feel like it's a really good puck game so far. You have 3 mobile heroes on the enemy team that all need to be locked down. Okay, just Ember Spirit. Very nice.
Yeah, I was curious if we were going to be seeing that CC&C Tiny, which is something he had pulled out when the more prominent spirits are not available. But Ember, obviously one of his comfort heroes, but I've heard many mid laners and pro players say that he's currently like the lowest tier spirit of the mid lane spirits, if you will. Void, Storm, and Puck. Count that as a spirit right now.
He's a good vessel builder, which is good against all 3 heroes on EG so far, and extremely good against one of them in that Timbersaw. It's like this Void Spirit's good against like physical damage. First spear, okay, even better vessel game. So they do go for the Alk, even into the Ursa.
It was either Alk or Medusa, so can't be too shocked.
It just feels like EG has such like a stubborn drafting style, right? With the no flexibility, with the we'll run back the same course 2 times straight when it's best of 3s, with the we don't care if you got early counter pickups for Alk and if you're not going to ban it, we're just going to take it. All right, it's there on the table,
right?
We're grabbing it.
So
there's no BS about it.
This goes back to like the the principles and like the concepts that EG agree on as a team, and it's clear that like they think that this Alchemist hero is so OP that if you're going to give it to us second phase like this, like we don't even care if you pick these like decent counters. It's still strong enough that we can win the game with this. So I'm always super interested in seeing a game like this because it tests whether or not those principles are actually true. You know, it's like we'll see if like this Alk gets destroyed, or we'll see if EG just like pops off with this Alk, and then every team from the future onward needs to adjust. And okay, even with counters, we need to second phase ban this out. Like these teams are testing the waters right now for us.
Wow, they actually banned AA. That's were they actually going to pick AA? What position would that be? Off lane? Sounds awful. That was just a just in case, I suppose. But
what's
Quincy
there left?
Probably banning 5. I mean, what's a 5 that's left? I mean, EG is last picking a fly hero. You don't see that very often either. Probably a fly hero. You never know. Could be a position 5 Void Spirit. It's the true flex.
You heard him in the interview. He's been longing for Phoenix. But yeah, position 5 Phoenix is kind of not. And in all the other regions, Phoenix is actually seeing a lot of play. I don't even know if it's a position 5 there, but only in NA we're not seeing Phoenix regardless. Too. Yeah, but let's see. The Fly Classic. Oracle's also been removed, so you don't get that kind of bailout. Maybe just a classic steroid to buff up the Alk further, get an Ogre maybe.
They could just Crystal Maiden, like push the lane out. Play to...
My Quincy crew has very little time when it comes to their pick, but Underlord for them looks pretty good. I think he's still available. They're off lane.
They need a Layla's off lane.
Dire team pick.
Venom. Hey, they go with the Venom. Huh.
Very sticky.
Well, it's really good against this Ursa hero. Like, I feel like even Ember, it's kind of annoying to play into Venom. Like, if you commit with your remnants, they're all really slow, and you can still get stuck in the Venom wards. Like, you have to really commit to kill him, and he's kind of the only hero that can do that on Quincy right now. So the Venom is really annoying, like especially if you're Ursa.
All right, they have like no time here. 7 seconds left. This is it. Oh,
wow, they go Phoenix,
and they go Phoenix. It's an
I mean, there's only Phoenix. One hero that can click your egg. I mean, he clicks it really fast though, depending on the position. In off-lane Phoenix. Wow. Percentage-based damage against Alk and Timbersaw, pretty freaking good.
Try to take it in, gentlemen, because this is it. As EG just secured themselves a potential pass to the playoffs at the Major, or Quincy crew gonna even things up and take them down? What do you got?
I actually can't believe I'm betting against against an Alchemist, but Quincy crew. I'm taking Quincy crew, and Jenkins, based on his reaction, will be following suit as per norm.
What do you got, Jenkins?
I'm going to go Quincy crew. I feel like this Phoenix is really good against the cores of Evil Genius. I think this is a good Phoenix pick.
All right. Good stuff. Why don't we go ahead and get...
What do you mean, what's this guy talking about?
Pipe it down. Let's see what the casters have to say in reaction to the panel and their own predictions here. We get into a break first, but when we return, the TriCast returns. We have Lyrical, Parker, and Owie on the mic.
Welcome back, Dota fans. A big 5-man smoke into the jungle by EG as we are already into it. Will not connect, but it does look like they're taking over this side of the map. We do have Parker as well as the wonderful Aoi 2000 joining us for today. And Parker, I just want to start off as we get into this EG versus Quincy crew matchup. Again, EG, if they win, they're going to be going through to the major. The panel was talking about this Phoenix pick being a good answer for like these big tanky strength cores with percentage break damage as the game goes on. Do you see any problems with the hero at all? Do you like the pick?
I like it a lot. I think it gives him a lot of damage. It also gives him a lot of team fight. And I know from last game, hey, you were kind of talking about this. Team fight in these best of ones, in these 10 situations, sometimes it's like the most important thing to have.
Yeah, for sure. I think it really ties their lineup together. I think it is the best of one pressure with the team fight that will really kick in here. I think the Spirits are actually really good versus Alchemist too, because he's one of the heroes that relies on this BAT more than like plus attack speed. So any like minus attack speed you put on him is a huge multiplier. You saw that EG smoke just to get this ward so they could predict the lanes. They really want this Timbersaw versus Phoenix matchup compared to versus Ursa. I think Timbersaw can pressure this Ursa hero in lane, but not if you have a Witch Doctor there.
Ooh, they were gonna switch lanes, but then they saw Ursa TP top.
Actually, I think I'm wrong. I think they want the Timbersaw versus the Ursa. So I'm like, wait a second.
I mean,
they want something. We're not sure what, but they do want something.
This is one of those things too, where it's like the sort of next level plays of like, who is it that needs farm at what particular point in time in the game to make it work is so important. And actually up top, you can see that Crit making the roll happen to get in position to body block that camp. They're putting so much emphasis on making sure Ice doesn't get zoned out of this lane here.
LA clutch deny there. Every experience counts on this Timbersaw.
Leslau in trouble bottom has to TP out and only barely escapes. A nice scale underneath the acid spray did a lot of damage.
I've actually never seen this lane before, the Phoenix versus Alchemists. In my head, like Alchemist should farm pretty well, but Phoenix actually, he ramps up his lane pressure very hard when he gets to level 3.
Interesting. That's going to be something to watch for because obviously Alchemist not known as the strongest hero in lanes overall, but I also feel like this Venomancer at times has been a little bit weird when we've seen it. I guess a lot of that's been because it's been like a team that's been running it on Shu, but I don't know, Parker, do you like the sort of Veno 5?
I'm undecided. I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I feel like we haven't seen any of these EGs, Quincy's, or Undying play the Veno as a 5, so I'm kind of going into this one with an open mind. I feel like it's decent as a lane secure, but it's definitely not Fly's preferred 5 position, but the heroes he wanted to play were all banned out.
I think this Veno hero, it's theoretically, it's really good versus Ursa Nyx, right? You just have these wards, you form a wall that they can't cross, and you're good versus some team fights. Ooh, it's Nyx with a courier snipe?
He's waiting, going for it, and yeah, it's just dead. They were waiting for that one for a long time. Arteezy will not have his boots delivered out to him.
Yeah, I remember listening to PPD cast, and you just talk about these forwards with boots are so annoying. You think they're good, they snipe all your couriers.
Well, that's MSS, and I've heard you say a thing or two about MSS thinking he's good as well, Curtis.
But yes, sometimes, you know, Mojo, high skill, sometimes when I coach him, you have to bring him down a peg or he gets too cocky. So.
Oh, speaking of which, gets himself a nice little stun here on Arteezy, and we'll go for the TP back to the tower. Yeah, it's interesting. It's like one of those people that's just so good at something that you get annoyed at him, kind of. It's like,
no, Mojo's good at everything. Like, he just plays random games. He's really good at them.
Ooh, roll back on towards Quinn, not able to find that remnant pullback, and well, it looks like with the rotation coming in from Nyx, that's enough to just scare off Crit, so they will back out of there.
Yeah, both mid laners getting the early bottles, using up all their charges, so this 4-minute rune going to be very important, or we might even see one of these, you know, supports go back to base for a bottle refill.
Ooh, can they get Ice here? Chase down coming, Yor in the area. Tries to run him down, and with this Earth Shock afterwards and the Maledict on him, Ice ends up... Oh my god, did he really get out of there? Oh, he's still in some trouble, but he gets the salve and the Timber Chain away. There's one tree left.
One hit left on him, and they're going back on him?
Oh, okay. Crit, what a play from Crit. Crit snipes the bottom 4-minute rune.
Nice.
He rolled in as it spawned. He knew he wasn't going to secure it, so he just snipes away from Quinn.
This would This is why I like to see top though. Like he's going into this counter matchup as Timbersaw. He has to. He knows he's gonna be playing versus a counter, so he doesn't like he doesn't shy away from the fight, and he's gonna be very fine in this lane. Like that play top, Ursa missed 4 CS while they were trying to kill that Timbersaw. It's like it's a correct play by Yower to go for that, but Ice just with the outplays.
Yeah, that's so interesting too, because like if you can get something out of a lane, which Ice has been known to do, that pull back, trying to find that kill onto Quinn, sleight of fist dodge, but he is going to get ran down here. First blood drawn by Crit. But as I was sort of saying, like if you can get something out of that lane that you're not supposed to, it's such a huge boon for your team.
Oh, that's nice.
Ice almost lives for these big moments. He loves playing like the hard matchups. It feels like.
Yeah, he's super annoying. Playing it. Like, Abbott actually hands off the bottom to Crit there, and he's able to do a support job and go get the boundary from. I'm actually a bit surprised that they didn't try to snipe Quincy Crew's boundary in there. They killed the enemy mid at like 440, I think. Generally, it's pretty free, the back bounty.
Bottom lane Fly could be in some trouble here.
It looks like Ice will get away from top, but Fly does pay, and he TP'd on that one too. That hurts.
Good.
Back on him, trying to mine that kill. Onto Quinn, but he gets the root there. Onto 2, and instead he's going to get a follow-up kill onto Crit. They came for 1, but that was not the one they were hoping.
Oh, he got level 6 on Point Spirit.
Ooh, dangerous. LOA able to dodge away, does get killed eventually. Quinn salving back up, but he does not have his level 6 yet. And actually, Abed denying that creep. Quinn maybe could have gone for something there if he got his level 6 at that point.
That was
Insta-TP's mid, refills the bottle now.
It was a pretty cool sequence of plays. Like, Crit rolled in, he kicked him. Nice.
Again!
Damn, dude.
He may have died mid lane, but he has done so much work this game. Great.
The coordination between Abbott and Crit is very nice to see. Like, he rolled in, he kicked Quinn back, and the Remnant was already going down for the kick. It barely missed there, but that could have been the kill on Ember Spirit. I mean, Crit gets turned on because Quinn's a manly man and manages to turn that around. Which is Quinn messaged me. He says that's a peg man. Apparently new emo. Very important.
Oh, wait a minute.
Crit.
He comes in and breaks it again. That's
big.
So hard to deal with now. And they're going to get a TP moving in the area from MSS. Remnant not going to connect. And LOA able to find the stun. They have maybe gone a bit too far, but the glyph of the wave, so tower damage won't be dealt. Doesn't matter. They get the kill.
Just these teams this is a real battle, you know? Like, we have the outplays from both teams. Like, this is solid Dota. I love to see this.
It's such a different pace of game to what the EG Undying one, where EG just seemed to know they could beat Undying by playing this, slow, farm-oriented EG style. But it feels like they know against Quincy, they have to make moves.
I mean, last game, like, it's not like the heroes really changed, right? Like, their Space Makers are Spirit and an Earth Spirit. Okay.
Double
2
spirit.
Spirits. I said that in my head. Okay. I was like, oh my god, what am I saying? Mid again.
Roll mid.
Got him. Remnant down, pulls him in. Abed there in the silence afterwards. Paired together perfectly, but will be able to get the jump away. There's still a tower shot hitting him.
Gonna get hit by
Is
tower
it enough
shot?
with the urn? Oh my god, 10 HP on Quinn there. That was so close. Calculated, easy. As down bottom, Fly will drop yet again. Very fast-paced game so far here at 8 minutes, 2 to 4 in terms of the kills, but a lot of just, bouncing back and forth between these two teams.
Ice forces out OT from Ursa top. Ice is doing really well for himself top, honestly. He's pretty much been 2v1 while Crit has been making all these plays. And like, Quincy, they don't have the same range of support motion or freedom to... the supports did a really good move, they killed Abed. But they can't do it in the same way that this Earth Spirit is like super freed up because Ice is just being a Chad.
I totally agree, but I think at the same time, you look at Leslau, and he's a full 1,000 gold ahead of Ice in terms of his net worth. This Phoenix has had the freest lane down bottom, even though Alchemist is farming. Leslau's got a lot of items. He's going to have such a fast Spirit Vessel.
Honestly, this Alchemist, he's sort of being shut down. Like, I looked at the CS tab, I'm like, wow, Alchemist has a lot of CS, but he's basically the same net worth as Ursa. I expected him to have a bit more than that.
Well, and the thing I think that's so interesting about it, right, is that we normally see so many heroes rotate to Quinn's lane. He was left with mainly just LOA rotating in with a couple of MSS moves, but it feels like they're putting way more pressure or emphasis this time on trying to make sure that the Phoenix at least has a decent laning stage and, getting the levels that he needs so he can have that percentage-based damage in the mid game, those team fights.
Mojo?
SS is under a ward. They don't have anything to stop a TP out, and yeah, he's just going to go for a TP. But comes in, he catches him just in time.
Nicely played there. And MSS is going to try and do a little bit of damage before he goes down. Oh, deny. He's thinking about it. He wants it. Can't happen.
Tell the ogre you're sorry.
It's a good movement by Abbott. They're very quick to come as soon as they see that mix. And EG, like, they see him on the ward, but they don't go for him right away, right? Like, they're waiting for Abbott to connect. So that's just a sign of, like, good communication.
I think a big part of why this Alk is suffering is kind of goes back to some of the questions asked with the Venom pick. And the reason I wasn't so keen on it is it feels like a hero that's good for the game, but it's not good for the lane. I feel like where EG and Fly have had the most success is, you know, having those strong laners. Enchantress is such a top pick in NA because it wins your lane.
Yeah, for sure. I think this hero, like, his in-game impact is probably going to be high this game. I completely agree. Like, this hero, he offers nothing in lane. He's like some low range. Oh, okay, he sniped a courier. Very nice, very nice.
On the other side, LOA going to drop most likely here to Abed. They did have a bottle refill, or rather an urn refill on Leslau here, who now is going on to Fly yet again. Spirit Vessel is done. And we'll see if he has to pop egg at all, because it's a good amount of damage going towards him. He has Fairy Fire still, so he's probably fine.
Yeah, this is a very early Spirit Vessel. I really like this pick on Phoenix, because Ember is a good Spirit Vessel carrier. I mean, at one point, it was like just better to rush that.
Back mid. A big jump. Oh my goodness. And Quinn trying to survive through the magnetized.
And the tower,
trying to get out of there. It's not going to happen. They got him.
Tower hit wasn't even needed.
Very close to that. I think Earthspear gets solo XP for now. He's level 7 now. That's really big. They're going tall.
Bottom lane, they're taking the tower, keeping the siege wagon alive, so that's going to be a tower for Quincy. And they get this kill on UR.
Dude, this Timbersaw hero versus Ursa, like, it's not that bad. Like, he has 4 points in the W, and like, he can pressure this guy. It's hard to sustain versus Timbersaw hero if you have any starting lane.
Now, they do have a Phoenix TP if they want to take this fight. MSS moving around Vendetta, but there is that sentry down.
What Quincy want to happen here is they want to force EG to dive them before they have to commit TPs. So they're going to play really deep behind the tower and try not to, like, try to make EG overcommit before the TP. You don't want TP here and get nothing. And they're just giving
UR's TP'd out. So, yeah, they're going to see UR bottom now. I think EG knows it's just a free tower once UR's not there anymore.
They are trying to pressure Arteezy back here a little bit. Quinn playing up in his face in the mid lane, cutting that wave as well as everybody moving back into position. Abed is here alone underneath that tier 1 tower. Obviously, lots of TPs can move in at a moment's notice, and he's trying to get the pressure on. Stun comes out. Witch Doctor ulti afterwards. They get the remnant. That stops the damage as LOA backs away. Still a good chunk of damage there onto Abed, and actually with the Fire Spirits on him too, it's going to be a nice chunk of Maledict damage here. Has to assimilate from it.
I love making
that really well set up. Yeah, they had the Phoenix kind of flanking so they could catch Abed after the Astral Step, but they just couldn't quite get enough damage out.
Sometimes a Witch Doctor, you just throw your ulti just to make a core heal, and it's like, it's pretty worth it. Like, the cooldown's really low. And, I mean, we've been saying Arteezy's been pressured, but he's still a top net worth alchemist. He's not feeling too bad. It's just, I'm surprised how much they were able to do with the Phoenix next lane. Like, that lane on paper does not seem that good to me. Leslau is just super fat this game.
Very interesting stuff there, as we did see Arteezy pushed back all the way to his tier 3 towers. They hit the scan, knew that they were coming, so of course not getting that alchemist kill, but still just being annoying. And he doesn't have a completely free game as we've seen some of these alks get.
Yeah, he's fallen back to his triangle now with a Battle Fury though, so his farm is going to start to accelerate, but a little bit slow Battle Fury timing than normal.
Very trinket.
Nice. So 1,000 gold lead, a little bit less than that actually for Quincy Crew right now. And we can see some of the strength now of this Venomancer pick, right? 2 points up in wards as, trying to go on him. And catching Ice. Well done with the Carapace. Nyx is still pretty good against Timber.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, this is a first 2 Timbersaw pick. It was picked 3rd overall in the draft, and it was picked against a hero that I think he's traditionally considered bad against, which is the Witch Doctor. So, despite how well Ice has been playing, I think Quincy Crew has identified, like, this hero is, like, he's not really going to do that much this game in their eyes. I mean, we'll see about Ice because he's a crazy man. But yeah, I think I've seen this, like, Veno Alchemist stuff where, like, you know, you have the Veno, he stalls out with wards. I'm pretty sure OG ran it when Fly was playing with them, like, Kiev Major and stuff. But yeah, I'm curious how it works with the Veno as a 5, because I think back then it was a core hero.
Going going to be interesting to watch for sure. And you know, you talk about the sort of potential blow up ability that this Timbersaw has with like Maledict in the game, with Ursa in the game. He's going straight BKB. So like this Veno kind of needs to be that hero that can hold the lane up until the point where Ice can live through an engagement. Because otherwise they're just going to lose their towers and then get a ton of pressure onto that Alk in the jungle. And
look at Mojo's build. He's actually going to max the mana burn this game.
Oh,
Bot lane.
Red gets out.
Hey, Ice needs to die here. He can't be allowed to keep pushing this lane like this. At some point they're going to smoke and just go kill him.
Still hunting the Void Spirit. Well,
Ice knows.
Ice is out, and it's EG who are grouped up at their triangle. They're ready for this move.
Yeah, LOA and Quinn maybe in a little bit of trouble there. The roll in comes, silence afterwards. They have anything to break it. It looks like they'll kill the Witch Doctor, and Quinn, good dodge there as he just jumps back to his remnant. Another one thrown out. Abed moving for the chase down, but Quinn gets away. Now, these two mid laners going up against each other is always such a pleasure to watch.
And now with an Orchid on Abed, this game kind of gets completely changed. We're going to see mid lane. Ember Spirit gets jumped with the Orchid. Have to got the damage for this thing, followed up the crit roll. And Quinn is going to go down here after the silence. Oh, he gets a slide of pistol. No way does he live. He goes down.
That extra time, though, they're going to a lot of damage here.
And they even find the kill onto Crit with Leslau, all of that Spirit Vessel damage and everything else, but he didn't get the refill on the Spirit Vessel charge. And at the end of the day, it's not a great trade anyways, but they get something at the very least.
This Venomancer is just so annoying. I think we're starting to see its purpose come to fruition here.
Now, if they can sort of stall out for that Alchemist, it does create a pretty scary situation. And now you can see Quincy crew doing all these ways of trying to invade and make some plays happen to catch Arteezy. Or just shut off the areas where he can farm, but it's not an easy kill. He's already got his Sange done. There's so many heroes around him. There's 4 heroes around him. They jump in now. Arteezy pops ulti, runs away. Silence out. Abed trying to find all these kills. Spike Carapace not going to connect. They throw out the stun. Witch Doctor ultimate afterwards. Connecting onto Abed. He is maledicted. Ice misses a little bit there on the Chakram as Quinn jumps in, tries to find this finish, and will get it. So the silence was out in a trade of 1-for-1, but Ice also going to drop. War in the area, and he's able to play a little bit of cleanup.
Really solid move by Quincy crew there. I think identifying the weakness, they're stronger even though that Ursa doesn't have his DPC. Like this guy is in the fights and doesn't even have his timing yet. I really like this play from Yawar. Man, he's kept up with Alchemist, huh? Like they're both 9k net worth. He's farming really well, just playing really well. I mean, he had a free lane, and for all we talked about like Ice being annoying and stuff, like that's all he really was, like a small nuisance to this Ursa.
Yeah, I think for EG, you really got to play around that, like maybe 3 item timing on Alk at this point. You can't keep forcing these fights.
And he realized it too, right? He's going Sange into BKB. Like he's not even finishing that SOI or anything. They feel like right now the pressure's on. Like they got this Orchid on Abed. It was a really good kill on Ember Spirit. They did the move they needed to do, but their follow-up right now is limited to Alkid's BKB.
MSS.
Mojo?
Jump down bottom, push back in. Spike Carapace before the Orchid, but it looks like they'll still be able to chase him down and kill him off. It does provide some interesting little ideas here, though, right? Because, like, if Ursa is able to keep up, then it feels like this Veno Delane doesn't matter quite as much as it would otherwise. Like, if he's able to sort of stay somewhat even, are you guys still as worried about the Alchemist going to the late game?
I feel like I've seen Alk go into the late game, unlike in the past patches where Alk still remains this big late game threat. It doesn't seem to fall off like the old Alk does.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's a Swift Blink, right? Like he just does so much damage. Like Ursa is one of the better ones against that because how Alk works is like, you know, you charge your stun, you rock stun, you Swift Blink Abyss with him, and then you stun him and you burst him. But Ursa, like in the late game, he'll have this eggs and you can turn it around. But Alk is such a strong hero because he doesn't fall off. Like I had this concept in my head of like this old Alchemist where you can sort of outscale him with these juggernauts. Like it used to be like Jug Magnus would outscale him. I'm not too sure you can do that anymore. He just kills you. But Mojo finding Ice.
Yeah.
Ice too good.
Gets out. That's a 5-man rotation for nothing.
That was close. He barely didn't get the carapace off there. If he got that, that was a dead Timbersaw, possibly Roshan.
You're still worried about Roshan. AG gonna scan it up and...
Mid.
Oh, Quinn rolled on.
Orchid.
Trying to bring him down here, but MSS in the area, hoping to get a safe. Great stun right as he came out. All right, he's pretty good at Dota. That was sick.
So cocky, but so deserved.
EG just couldn't quite get the clean initiation. Both the Astral Step and the Rolling Boulder didn't land. They only got him with the slow from the Boulder Smash.
That was just good positioning by Quinn there. You saw his teams from the left, so he's positioning on the left side of the tower. I think it's understated how much just standing on the right side of the tower matters. And that's a pickup they wanted to Roshan. It's supposed to be Ice, but instead they got the bigger kill. That's a free Roshan right there.
What's so interesting about that too is that that only happens because EG hit the scan as Quincy crew were moving through the river to go towards mid, and like they weren't going for Roche.
Quinn.
Oh, that's dangerous. Roll through.
He walks up a high ground. Yeah.
Tries to blow him up. Silence is there. Extra move in from Leslau. We still haven't seen an egg. And does he decide to go for it? The heal coming out from that sun ray. Not enough. And Leslau still in trouble. Gets the egg off right in time. Kills off Crit with it. And can they chase down LOA here? Stun comes out. Connects onto Timbersaw with his BKB out as well. So 2 for 2 as they look for more. But Abed cleans up another. MSS dropping as well.
This is first item BKB Timbersaw.
That's a first, perhaps. Maybe
That's
Nox will know.
super good this game, I think, right? Like, he's countered, but if you just have BKB, Ursa can't hit you because you won't be stunned. And all of a sudden, you're the one like slowing him and dealing damage to him.
Sounds good.
We can see here, Ice a bit underneath the average net worth at 20 minutes for a... Sorry, oh, that's the Alchemist, not the Timbersaw. So yeah, Alchemist is on pace here.
Alchemist is he's definitely gonna keep pulling ahead of this game. He's gonna start spiking up. I mean, honestly, you don't get that much from Grievous Greed in lane, but I thought his CS like looked higher than I usually see in Alchemist. But man, can't get over it. Ice is playing really on point this entire day. Honestly, very impressive.
Going to be an interesting thing to watch here as BKBs are done for both the Timbersaw as well as the Alchemist. And Timber's actually queuing up his Aghanim Shard next, so that flamethrower just getting thrown around. This guy always entertains. It's going to be really interesting to watch how this item build progresses and, you know, what they try and do with it. If it's just buying more space for Alk to get his farm on and become that like terrifying late game force, or if they actually want to get involved right now with these BKBs.
I think EG has done a pretty good job with their game plan this game. Like they put Ice on this hero early, this early Timbersaw pick. He didn't even see anything for it, just because they knew that they could get this. They had this Earth Spirit and they can roam on Quinn. Like right now, this is the worst game I think I've seen Quinn have in the DPC. It's pretty shut down. I mean, it's not like he's played badly. It's just so many resources are focused on him. They keep going on him at the start of fights.
This is dangerous here. You got to watch out. Movement. They have a DD on Abed as well. They're looking for an opening. Finds one. Stun out. The heal coming as well from Leslau. It's not enough. Noir still has that Aegis available if they want to move in on it. Silent, stunned. Leslau has the egg available if he wants to place it back a little bit further. LOA ulti going out also as Ice BKB pop. They finally pop that egg as it's Abed and now Crit for the cost of one. But Quinn actually bought back into this. He might die back if he's not careful here.
Okay. Let's go back up.
Yeah. The plane is very
aggressive. Has to blink if he can channel another stun here.
Sticking around, wanting to take this tier 2 tower. It's a lot committed. Or thought about jumping. They went for the Spike Carapace play, but it wasn't quite good enough. Aegis down. Now Ice very, very low. Trying to back away as Quinn gets the silence out onto him. Pops the stick, tries to walk away. Throws out that remnant, but Quinn's in some trouble. The jump forward, Sleight of Fist, jump away afterwards, but Fly chases him down, and now Eeyore's left completely alone. The stun is going to come out, pops the Enrage, tries to turn this one. Does he have any help, any friends? MSS moving into position. MSS gets that kill. Now looking for a second one. Spike Carapace comes out, connecting onto Crit. Eeyore still so freaking low, but he has the BKB back up, and there's the TP away. And it looks like Arteezy gonna run in and punish MSS for the other kill. What a wild series of moments.
Wow, that was a 2-minute fight behind the tier 2. And I don't even know who came out ahead. I'm assuming EG came out ahead in that. Like Quinn diebacked. But yeah, that was really good kiting, and like how EG baited the buyback in the fight was really nice. They waited for him to over commit, and then Crit saves his buyback for that moment. Now I mean, Ursa didn't die, which is really big, and now he has this Blink Dagger. He's gonna try to like chomp down these supports before they get spells off in fights. Yeah. This game's going to be wild, it looks like.
Yeah, EG get a slightly bigger lead. The teamfight recap showing like a 1,000 gold advantage going EG's way, but the Ember buyback, you mentioned how Quinn's having a rough game. Well, that kind of continues here.
This is rough.
Having an answer for the
he's not going to be able to play Dota until he gets this BKB, and he's pretty far right now, honestly. Also, like, the thing with these fights where, like, everyone dies, if Alchemist doesn't die, like, he farmed a lot of gold during that. Like, right after the fight, they didn't gain that much, but I think he got another 2k just by farming some jungle camps and pushing out a lane.
I think this is going to be such an interesting game as a test to Quincy crew, right? Like, so often they just play around Quinn. In this game, it really feels like it's Leslau that's like the playmaker, the guy that needs to get it all done. He's been given so much farm, and it's going to be tough because he's on a freaking Phoenix, but we'll see how it goes. As
a bit late on the smoke here for Quincy crew. I think they want to hit EG at the bounty runes. And this Veno hero is just being so annoying. Like, these wards are just everywhere. It's hard to place vision. In the fight we saw bottom, like, I'm sure that hero did a lot of damage there. And even if he didn't do any damage there, he's just so annoying. Just slowing down the fight, kiting Ursa.
So we do have the flamethrower out now, not only doing the 90 damage per second, but also getting the slow on people for 30%. So kind of an interesting thing.
It lasts 3 seconds? That's really long.
Yeah.
That's pretty good versus Ursa because I think he's going to be enraged, but you can keep applying it on him. So, like, that plus the Veto slows, that's a lot of... Like, once his BKB is over, like, he's pretty done in these fights.
It feels like he's just trying to do as much damage as possible during the BKB. So he's like, well, all these spells have cooldowns. Let's get another spell. Let's get the flamethrower. I'll make even more damage.
Crit.
Yeah.
It's gonna drop. As
a good place hot by Ursa, just blocking that boulder. Oh, Artesian wants to go in though. He's charging stun. Life of a 5.
How dare you kill Crit? What's wrong with you? Freaking SVG. Come in and get the kill. Alchemist finishing that AC now while the Basher is completed for the Ursa. As MSS will do a little bit more scouting here. No Sentry wards in vision. And interestingly enough, no Necro 3 heroes in this game. You can play it a little bit safe. Goes for the stun.
Gonna cancel Arteezy's TP out. Feels like he's being annoying more than anything. I said Ice Force to just go in to get a kill. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, and now
he's
trying to run.
Gonna get out?
They're trying.
He is.
He's away. What a play.
That's impressive. Ice is such like he shows up when it's the big games. Like,
ooh, and the
you know, he has off games.
Sorry.
Dude, whatever. He canceled Arteezy's blink or TP. That's what's important here.
Yeah. I like that high level tipping too. Like, they don't tip up all at once, they stagger it so it's on the screen for longer. Very high level. Here's a good award from Quincy though. They might think about jumping mid. They can rotate their Ursa over.
So hard to do this against... Oh wait, Abed. Stunned. Witch Doctor Ultimate still going. Can they get the root afterwards? Doesn't look like it. Dissimulate. Arteezy jumps forward, trying to kill off LOA yet again. A good chunk of damage here off to the side as you are trying to chase down Arteezy. Still has that Spirit Vessel on him for afterwards. Quinn chasing. Root is there as well, but War already gave up on the fight. Decided to head back. Didn't want to dive too deep.
I think something that EG has talked about and they're doing really well is how they hold their BKBs. Like, Arteezy's getting jumped there. He doesn't BKB. We saw also the tier 2 bottom fight where ISIS didn't pop his BKB. It's a very nice fight on still, I think.
They force Quinn's BKB. I mean, that's not holding your BKB. Quinn gets jumped on and just, I mean, kind of panicked, but also kind of just needed to pop it to stay alive.
Yeah, Quincy could need to get out. Like, this Ursa's getting slowed by the Veto too. They have no BKB. They don't have a way to fight right now.
I think the other thing we're seeing EG do really well is play around their vision. They're using the Void Spirit True Sight from his Remnants to de-ward, and then they've just got complete ward control themselves.
Vision in the area. Arteezy queuing up that stun, but decides not to go in and is going to stay outside instead. Very weird game right now, but you do see that Quinn on the other side of the map with his Invis rune, going to try and get some farm on maybe in a bit, is actually EG going to Roche. This was a relatively quick respawn here.
Yeah, they did a good job controlling the vision. Oh,
yeah,
Ember BKB.
There is. I don't think they realized Quincy got a ward down on the other side of the river, because here come Quincy.
Oh, and look at these wards that are placed down. They're breaking Yor's blink. He has it back up again, jumps into everybody, pops the enraged turn, almost gets the kill on a crit, not quite there though. Now let's let right in, but the taunt, the catch, can he get out off in time? No, couldn't get a spirit vessel, couldn't get anything. Oh my goodness. They kill the Phoenix and no buyback.
But the EG gonna force this Roche now though.
Oh wow. Wild stuff there. He's 56 gold away. Where are the bounty runes? In 30 seconds, they can maybe get him back up. He's going to be respawning at that point anyways. And Roche is so low right now.
And this ward is a saving grace for Quincy crew right now. If they didn't have this ward on the top river, like this Roshan would be dead. They wouldn't be able to do anything.
Well, they just killed the ward. There's still that other one that's up on the high ground.
The one behind them, that one's really good. They see EG's in for it now.
And pops it. BKB out afterwards. Arteezy trying to finish this one off, seeing if they can make it happen. The steal is gonna be there. Quinn made the play they needed. Jump in now from Ursa afterwards. He's in down fairly low. Do they have any heal? Anything at all? Pops the enrage, but still gonna die. Now Spike Carapace goes out, connects the stun onto several. They're back in again with a second. And look at the damage coming out from the Phoenix, but they already blew up 2. Mass buybacks coming in here as Leslau looking for an opening. Can they find any of these heroes? God, these Plague Wards are just so difficult to play around. As Ice pops the BKB and then manages to get away. So getting the last hit on Roche and taking the Aegis. Big play there by Quinn.
Arteezy managed to snipe the cheese. It's in the Radiant Fountain right now. Man, these fights are so close. Like, Ursa he just barely doesn't have his ultimate because they've just been fighting for so long. Like, Quinn barely snags at Aegis, and I mean, EG, like, they recognize that even though we lost the Aegis, like, we can still take this fight. They've used too many of their resources just getting past their Venom wards. Like, you have to, like, BKB earlier, you have to ult earlier on Ursa, and it leads to them taking a pretty good fight there.
And it feels like conversely for EG, you mentioned, you know, Arteezy's able to hold his BKB until much later on in the fight, making it so much harder for Quincy to kind of secure these kills.
Also, I'm a bit surprised this Phoenix he seems to have like fallen off a bit, right? Like, he had such a good early game, but I'm not quite seeing the impact I would expect to see out of that start. I think it's really hard for him to play these fights though. Like, versus Earthsphere and Voidsphere, they're just trying to jump him. He hasn't been able to get egg off in the last fight.
Smoke from EG.
Oh, roll, finds 2. A lot of damage out. Yor pops and rage, tries to get out of there in time, but he is in a world of hurt. No help nearby, and he gets pummeled. Evil Geniuses taking another kill here onto this Witch Doctor, given the tip afterwards to more than a couple people. EG are feeling themselves. They think they couldn't turn the corner.
Dude, see, they caught the carry in 5, but they're tipping Mojo.
Yeah.
They're, you know, remaining consistent from earlier, I guess, getting in Mojo's head.
I don't know. I feel like the last time these two teams played, Crit played Nyx 3 times, and now Mojo's on Nyx. And it just seems like this Nyx 4, it hasn't been seeing the impact that I expected with, like, it has such early picks, and it's given such high priority, and it got nerfed, but still given some sort of priority in the pick. And I mean, he's been playing pretty well, but I don't know what his hero does in a game like this.
I feel like you compare that to Crit, and Crit just in the first 5 minutes of this game had like the most crazy impact of a 4 position I've ever seen.
For sure.
He was making plays all over well, just around the mid lane, but he was just making such a big difference on that mid lane.
It's like your map presence with Nyx early is so weak.
Well, no Aegis, no problem. Looking for that stun, misses it. Root afterwards, Arteezy pops his shard, giving himself that potion. And, I mean, does he have a TP to get back here? He doesn't. Quinn, wait, what? He can't get here. They're taking his racks, and Quincy crew now in a lot of trouble. And they don't have their Emperor for this one, and they're going to see him moving across on that ward. Maybe no, they don't quite see it. But nonetheless, they're still sticking around this area. Sice gets hit with the Maledict. Abed moving in yet again. Quinn coming from the backside now. Who can he find? Does manage to get that silence off. Hanging onto that BKB as long as possible, waiting, seeing if he can get some extra value out of it. Pops it now. Follow-up turn, Ice goes for the chains away as Quinn continues to run forward, looking for Arteezy. Can he kill him off in time, though? It just might look like a crit. A little bit of a weird boulder there, but gets the silence, gets the taunt, and now Quinn going to fall, has buyback, but this is deadly. Leslau does have egg, pops it now. Ice turns onto it. You are trying to get a bash. This egg is going to pop as the stun comes out, but it doesn't look like it's going to matter. They've already lost 2, and they're not buying back on Quinn. Arteezy just walks away, and Quincy crew can't find a fight that works for them. Abed? Maybe? Okay, that's one. They get the kill onto the Void Spirit.
That's what Nick says right there.
All right, give me a tip. Where are you at, MSF? Come on.
I don't think you're tipping his position.
They took your racks, but you know, you gotta put some swag on. I mean, honestly, I'm looking at this Alchemist hero. Like before, I think Ember used to be good versus Alchemist because you could. Well, how Alchemist works is like you're on a timer in fights as soon as you pop this ultimate, and Ember could sort of stall that out. But he got chains and he just has this new shard, and he takes off the chains and Ember can't do anything to him. Quinn overextends to get the chains off, but he just dies for it.
He's just smoking for bounty runes.
Talentless.
Well,
Is anyone going? EG down a Void Spirit. Want to force this fight?
this is a little insane.
Sad.
LOA there. Stun. Not going to connect. Not going to
Quincy know
connect.
what's up now.
For me.
4 bounty runes for EG most likely.
Alright, Yawar has his Abyssal Blade, so they finally have some sort of hard initiation. Because it's hard for, like, Nyx is a very hard hero to initiate on until you have Blink Dagger. And even then, like, he's a hero that you want to survive the round of BKB so you can have this high impact in the fight later. Now with Yawar with the Abyssal, he should just look to kill off this, like, Venomancer or Earth Spirit. Unfortunately, they have a Halberd on Ice and Ice, so that means he has to commit BKB. And they also have this Force Staff on Veno, which means they can save for it.
I can't say enough about how well I feel like Arteezy's been playing this game. And it's not like often that you say that, but he's sort of been around fights. He's kind of been involved in them sometimes. And at 35 minutes, he's 9-0-10 on this Alk against like a 9-minute Spirit Vessel or something like that. This Nyx assassin that can find you in the jungle. Like obviously EG's been doing a good job of like trying to protect him, but the fact that he's been able to stay that involved and still stay deathless, I think that's a huge part of why they're winning this game.
For sure. And this was like a game of Alchemist Chicken, right? Like both teams picked heroes that they thought would counter this Alchemist. And the EG like, okay, we're picking this Alchemist anyways. And despite that, like, he has his Abyssal, and like the timing for Quincy is very hard. Like they need to get a fight on their vision, which is hard because Abbott took the Remnant Vision and they have this Venomancer, so they're just controlling the map really well. I think EG came into these games with really good game plans. Like versus Undying, they knew that like if you sustain Undying's pressure, their percentage of making mistakes is actually, I think, higher than Quincy Crew's at least. Like they're still a very good team at what they do. And then versus Quincy Crew, like if you can control their map movements early, like you have the higher map presence with the Earth Spirit versus Nyx, and then you play these like Venomancers and map control with wards and Remnant, like you're gonna do well for some.
Last hurrah for Quincy, perhaps. They're smoked up.
Looking for it. You are just got the shard as well. Extra Fury Swipes gives him Enrage, but the Yule Scepter lift up. Now Arteezy jumps onto the Nyx. BKB already out. No answer. Silence onto Leslau. Does have the egg available if he wants to pop it here. Again, another silence. Disarm. The egg is out. And the Sunray coming to try and heal up Ywar and keep him alive. Ice, regardless, moving in, gets stunned mid-chains, but the roll comes afterwards. Leslau tries to back out. Ywar still in trouble. Going to die. No buyback. 90 seconds. Everybody's lifted up in the air with this Yule Scepter combo. Is Leslau in a world of hurt. Nowhere left to dive. He's just going to die. And with 4 dead and very few buyback, is this going to be EG going to the major? They got their eyes set here, but they need a creep wave. What a freaking win for EG.
Oh, it's just so hard for Quincy to take these fights. Like you kind of mentioned, UI, like it feels like Yor has to pop his BKB just to kill a Venomancer there. Instead, he gets healed, but even if he pops his BKB, the fight doesn't go any different. EG are just so far ahead. They're so strong. They just have way too many tools to play around these fights with, and Arteezy's output is just uncounted.
Oh, and the jump in now. Arteezy blows up the Witch Doctor. He still has a buyback available. 1 tier 4 tower remaining. The buyback comes. They're going to use the glyph, try and slow this down as much as possible. It's 20 seconds till the next hero is even back up. Zabed jumps in, Quinn able to retreat, but I don't know if they're going to have what it takes. Evil Geniuses are pulling it back, GG, and they are going to be your first representative from North America at the major.
Wow. Going to the major, #1 seed from North America, straight into the playoffs. You know, it wasn't the smoothest league group states. They went 6-1. They dropped some games against, you know, teams you maybe wouldn't expect them to, but EG looked dominant today in the tiebreakers.
Yeah, I think before this match, RTZ messaged me the other day. He said, I'm never losing to Quincy Crew again. And look who showed up today.
Damn, dude. I mean, talk about call your shot right there. That's what you want to see. And he had an amazing game. Again, only hero that remained deathless in that one, and he was involved in the kills. Looks like, I think he was the person that was most involved in all of the kills, if I'm not mistaken. 26 different ones with 15 kills and 11 assists. So impressive. But it also sets us up now for Quincy Crew. They just lost to Undying previously. Granted, that was in a best of 3 where things looked a little bit weird for them, but it does provide some interesting questions now. And no matter what, we know after next game, who is the other team that's going to the major? Any final thoughts that really stick out to you about this game for Quincy Crew? Did it feel like everything was sort of clicking for them, or then EG just had a better draft, or do you think that there was something off with their play?
Honestly, it felt hard for them to push forward on the map because you're playing versus Alchemist with no tower push. I think they played fairly well, but at some point, the game just got really hard for them. I think a lot of that, I want to give another shout out to Ice. How he played this Timbersaw. He's blind picked into a bad hero, and then he has every single hero, I think, on Quincy Crew is supposed to be good versus Timbersaw. He busts out this BKB first build. He gets more than he should in lane, and he just huge impact in the team fights. I think how he played really determined the game, and honestly, the problem for Quincy Crew was just how well these players played. Ice he stomped them.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for game number 1. Our guess, game number 2 of our 3-way tiebreakers. We've already figured out one team that's going to be moving on to the majors. Still one more to decide that one. We're going to head on back to the panel after this break and hear them break it all down. Then, of course, we have one final match in this upper bracket side of it where it's going to be Undying facing off against Quincy Crew. See you there in a bit.